Hello and welcome to another edition of the Sunday Interview. My guest today was, until 2002, a local government councillor and now the number 3 citizen of a prominent state in Nigeria. He is a political force and a seasoned parliamentarian of high repute. You will be meeting my guest after this timeout. I am Azizat Olaluwa and I will be right back. Welcome back. My guest today holds a bachelor's degree in law. He is a high-ranking lawmaker from a state parliament which prides itself as a formidable force in Nigeria. I am talking about the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. Glad to have you on the show, Right Honorable. Now, first of all, we want to know about you. Tell us how growing up was like for you.
Oh, well, I'm Hon Mudashiru Obasa. Born 11/11/1972. I started my primary school at St. Thomas Aquinas in Surulere, and I actually completed the primary school at Oyewole Primary School, Agege. From there to Sakatinombo Memorial Secondary School in Agege, Agege, but finished at Archbishop Agege Memorial Secondary School. Thereafter to LASU, where I finished before Nigeria Law School here in Victoria Island. Looking at the background where I started my whole life, as usual, it wasn't rosy, but we thank God, I had that, strength and determination, to weather the storm. After my secondary school, I worked briefly with Cardo Nigeria Limited and Nigeria International Bank as a contract staff. So in 1999, when the military decided, to go back to barrack, I was elected as a councillor in Agege, representing what Alagba Oyewole. So, after that, in 2003, I showed interest to represent my constituency and local government here in Lagos State House of Assembly. And the party leaders and the party loyalists agreed with me. So since then, I've been in the Lagos State House of Assembly up to this moment.
All right, so when you think about your childhood, what memory comes to mind every time and maybe brings a smile to your face or otherwise? What do you think of?
Well, the freedom. I had the freedom when I was growing up, very huge one, from tender age, right from primary school. Because most times when the father has gone out, and you are left with your mates to enjoy the moment. So we traverse everywhere in Agege, from football pitch to Danjuma Cinema to anything you can think of. So the freedom was great.
So would you say that you were very adventurous growing up?
Very, 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 yes, very, very, because I started very early in everything you can think about. I started working very early with my own volition. Not because I was deprived of anything, but because I just want to be part of it. You have your mates, probably they did not have that opportunity around that time, but you just want to join them in what they are doing. Yeah. So many other things. I don't want to talk about that. I'm planning that. Okay. That will come and
I would really love to hear at least a story or two.
Don't worry.
Okay, so what nickname did you have, if you had any, growing up?
Wow. I had a nickname. But don't worry, I will disclose it not now.
Okay, do you have a nickname now?
Now, well, my nickname is my surname, Obasa. Most people know me as Obasa. I'm sure many people don't even remember my name or know my name, that I'm Muda. But right from my, secondary school, it's always Obasa. So I've chosen that as nickname as well. But nowadays, maybe people will call you speaker.
Okay, so can you tell us the most embarrassing moment of your life?
Oh, that was when I say I was aspiring to become speaker. It was terrible, it was rough, it was a kind of battle that, I've never been, knocked down. I've always believed nothing will happen. That kind of mentality. That way I can always weather it, I can always stand. But that one was a knockout, like one suffered by Mike Tyson. When you have been a champion in your life and suddenly you were knocked down, it felt so bad about it. It was a great knock.
So what is your favorite food?
Well, I don't really sure I have, when it comes to food, I have a favorite one. But I just love it warm, simple, and, tasty.
Do you drink?
I used to, but I've retired. I've done my own quota.
So you were in active service before?
I was. I had my own quota, so I retired myself before it retired me. So.
Okay, what about music? What's your favorite music and favorite
It's cut
musician?
across. I have no limitation when it comes to music.
So you
I
listen
do
to
all
any song?
music,
Okay,
as long as it's nice.
Can you sing any song for us?
That
One of your favorite songs. We need
is,
to hear you sing.
No, that one is terrible. I don't go there.
If you really love a song so much, I listen to any. Of course, surely the chorus should come to mind at least.
Well, I love so many musicians, from Fuji to Juju and English and every other, even Apala. So I love so.
I'm still waiting for the song. I'm putting you on the spot here. Let Lagosians know their speaker can sing.
No, the speaker can't sing, but he's a good listener. I can't really sing, but I can listen. I enjoy music, but I'm not given that talent. The voice. I don't really have the voice, so I don't know how to sing.
Okay, so let's talk about family. Your marriage, first off.
Well, I'm married, and I thank God I have a happy home. I have, I don't know how I should put it, but let's say I'm married.
No, we need to know.
So
do you have 50 wives?
If you have 2 wives, what are you? You're polygamous. If you have 10 wives, you're polygamous.
So
if you have 20 wives, you're polygamous.
So, okay, just let us know.
Well, it's common knowledge. I'm a polygamist. There's no doubt about that. Okay.
So can we say you like women or not?
Well, I love women. I won't deny that. Yeah. My mother, my wife, my daughters, my sisters, and my friends.
So, okay, let's talk about your children. How many kids do you have? What are they doing right now? Where are they?
Well, all my children are here in Nigeria. Schooling. Yeah, I still have one of them. The one that school abroad has finished is back home. So.
Do you like sports?
Very well. I love football.
Football.
I love football.
Who's your favorite footballer? Nigeria and abroad?
Nigeria. Well, then Coach Yekini. It was because of Coach I was supporting Bolton. So when he left Bolton, they chose my own, club based on my favorite color, and that is Chelsea. So I support Chelsea. Abroad, I love Assad. Yeah, I love Assad. The guy is good.
Did you watch the Super Eagles match with Atletico Madrid?
I didn't watch it live, but I've watched.
You watched the replay?
Huh?
Oh, so
yeah, I've watched it twice.
Twice. You truly love football. All right, so you're optimistic that the Super Eagles will do Nigeria proud?
Well, I pray so. Yeah.
Okay.
They are not doing bad though.
While reading your story, in fact, I stumbled on a story and I saw comments that, in fact, quite inspirational, that people got it and said that if Lagosians, and not just Lagosians, Nigeria, hear the story, it will really encourage them to continue to work hard.
Why did you read my story?
And I want you to say, I don't want to be the one to say it. What some things you did, some of the kind of work you did before you went into with the banking and then politics later on?
No, I've said I don't want to disclose. I've done a lot of things in my life, save for armed robbery.
We need to know, that is why this show is. We want to know more about you than what people see.
Probably I was afraid or a coward then. It was only armed robbery that I can claim I've not done in my life, or 419. There was no 419 anywhere, and some other things. But the rest, there's nothing you can think of that I've not done. Nylon bag in the market. I've done what is it called, labor. You as what is it called, EPA for the bricklayers. I've done a bus conductor, fender, fan knives. Just mention it. There's nothing you can mention that I've not done.
And today you are the number 3 citizen of Lagos. Quite inspirational, I must tell you. And from all your busy schedules, how do you relax?
Well, the House of Assembly has become my relaxation point. Because from house to the office, office to the house, I don't club, I don't do this, I don't have anywhere to go.
Wow.
So, except probably if I travel out, so maybe I have time to stay away from here. So, at times, I sit back and start wondering what will become of me after House of Assembly, because my direction is always House of Assembly. Probably because I've stayed, beyond 10 years and I'm still here. So it's all I say. I cannot really claim that this is my own way of relaxation. My relaxation is either I'm at home or I come to the office.
Okay. Now let's talk about a little politics before we go on break. Your journey into it. How did you enter in politics?
Well, I think it started from conversation between, my father, my uncle, and others. That's why all living together. Most times in their discussion, they start talking about Obafemi Awolowo. They talk about others, but most times this name Obafemi Awolowo kept recurring in their conversation. So from that moment, I chose that, okay, I want to be this Obafemi Awolowo. I want to do something like him that people, we keep talking about me even when I'm gone. So that was where it started from. So thereafter, in my locality in Agege, I joined, the politicians around. I think it was around, there was a kind of zero-party election during Babangida for local governments, and we had a woman on our streets. She's late now. She was the one that mobilized all of us, the youths, in support of one Mr. Olori, who was aspiring to become councillor then. So that was where it started from. And since then, I played prominent role in the SDP era. I even contested for the post of delegate. I was persuaded by then Chief Dapo Sarumi, his base was our community then, Oyewole Road in Agege. I was persuaded. I was even given money. I think I was given around 20,000 naira just to appease me that I should not come and disrupt their election. I was having a lot of supporters, the youth, giving them, huge support there. So that was where it started. And I think that was where I met Asiwaju Bola Ahmed for the first time. Everybody, Dapo Sarumi's house was like a Mecca, political Mecca then. So everybody was coming to that place. That was where it started.
So what is the relationship like between you and the rest of the lawmakers?
Either you like it or not, you have to make sure they like you. If not, you cease to be the speaker. So you have just to create the opportunity for relationship and interaction, because you are the servants to them. First among the equal is what they call the speaker. So which means it doesn't mean that the speaker is the best or the most knowledgeable, but you are just representing the rest of them. So if you want to continue representing them, then you have to make sure you have very cordial relationships. So I would say we are all brothers, sisters, and we have very good relationships.
So tell me about the design of the cap you wear.
Wow,
the only design you wear.
Well, this is 01. My name is Obasa, and my constituency is 1. So we say Obasa 1, and that is the slogan for my campaign. Though I stole it from my brother, Idowu Obasa, who was a former chairman of Onigbo local government. I attended one of his political meetings. So I had the politician calling him Obasawo, Obasa. What? You are not the only Obasa, I'm also Obasawo. So am I even fit better than yours? I'm representing constituency 01 in Lagos State. So Agege is number 1.
Okay, so who would you call your political role model?
Wow, I've said about Awolowo, so he will continue to remain. But when you say Godfather or somebody, I have, very huge respect for Ashwa government.
All right, and then you've been serving Agege people for 16 years. How have you been representing them?
Well, minus the 3 years in local government, I served as a councillor representing the city. Well, I can't really say, but on my own part, I've been very dedicated to the issues that has to do with my constituency. And I've always ensured to be available, when it comes to meeting with the constituents. And I've been living in that constituency, and I'm still living there. So I can't really say why they have chosen to continue to support me, to represent their interests in the parliaments. But I can tell you, that place has become part of me, and the people of Agege have become my family.
I still have some more questions for you, but we need to go on a short break at this time. I've been speaking with the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. Stay with us on the show. We'll be right back. Glad to have you back. I've been speaking with Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Thank you for staying with us on the show, Right Honorable.
My pleasure.
All right. When you emerged the Speaker of the 8th Lagos Assembly, what was the emotion like for you? After, you told us earlier that it was quite much, it was, a mix of emotions. So tell us your experience at that time.
Well, I will describe it a confused one. The thinking at that moment was, how am I going to satisfy my colleagues? You have 39 of them. How am I going to satisfy them? How am I going to render this service? At least that will not diminish the standard of this institution. My lots in my head running left and right. So that was where I was confused in the beginning. So I was just thinking, I hope I'm not going to let myself down. I hope I'm not going to let the party down. I hope I'm not going to let, the leaders down. So I thank God at the end of the day, at least I've been able to do my best without, letting down the institution, without, making those who gave me the go-ahead regrets ever choosing me to be the speaker. Okay,
so would you want to come back, and then, if so, would want to be a speaker again?
Well, at this stage, I think it's beyond me to determine or to decide what I will become. When you're a speaker, you cannot say, okay, I want to become compulsorily, and I want to become the speaker when I come back. It's a kind of decision for the party leaders and the party to decide.
Okay, tell us about the relationship between the executive and the legislative arms of government in the state.
Very cordial, very perfect. And I'm sure you can see that we are within Lagos, wherever you go in Lagos. If you see an administration that is doing perfectly well, that simply means it has the backing of the parliament. Because there's nothing an executive can do without the support of the parliament. The budget, you talk about the budget, you talk about the law, you talk about the policies, you talk about anything cannot sail through without the approval of the House. So if any governor is doing well, then just conclude that such governor has the backing of the House. And we thank God for our governor, who has been a very good man, a very devoted man, with huge inspiration and a lot of desire to develop Lagos overnight. We thank God for giving us Akinwumi, and we thank the party for giving us Akinwumi Ambode, because he has been a very good brother, a very good leader, and we are enjoying him, and I'm sure we enjoy his cooperation, and he's enjoying our cooperation as well.
How do you want Lagosians to remember the 8th Assembly?
Well, I think some of the things we have done in the 8th Assembly that I strongly believe will continue to be remembered by Lagosians. One, live streaming of the session. I think it's the second in Africa. I learned that the Parliament of South Africa was the first one. We are the second parliament in all of Africa.
Really?
You can watch us live while we're having our sitting. That's ongoing. I think it's a great one. So people anywhere can watch us. And also the law, that has to do with our language, mother tongue, that is Yoruba, in all the schools, that the children should be allowed and they should be taught Yoruba and allowed to speak Yoruba in our public schools and private schools in Lagos. I think that is a great one too. And the constituency engagement, the 40 constituencies simultaneously in the whole of Lagos. We have started that and we are still doing it at least once in a year. And that is the point where we derive what we form the basis of our annual budget. So we get in touch with the constituents, we listen to them, we brief them of what we've been doing and get reports, and such reports, whatever we gather, form, each part of the report we submit to the governor to form his annual budget proposal. And we also have parley with CSO and journalists. So I think these are great legacies that we'll be leaving behind, and I hope those who will be coming behind will sustain it.
All right, any lowest moment since becoming the speaker?
The only low moment we had was when we lost one of our own, a brother, a friend, and a colleague, Honorable Lim Kazim, who was representing Etiosa. That was last year, and it was so painful because he just clocked 50. And we were all at his house, to celebrate with him. It was a week later that the incident happened. We lost him. It was a bad moment for all of us.
Okay, very sad. May he rest in perfect peace.
Amen. In addition to that, when we had our, the last anniversary, I think it was last anniversary, and some of the things we thought we were going to achieve, we couldn't, achieve them at that point in time. So we have to drop it out of our plan. And it was painful because we thought it would have been something that will, add to our achievements for that year.
What has life taught you?
Yeah, fine, that you should just be simple in everything you are doing. Simplicity is just the perfect, idea that one should imbibe. When you take things simply, you don't focus that compulsorily you must do this. Well, if it comes, good. If it doesn't matter. You keep walking. So I have chosen my lifestyle that being simple in everything I do is just the best form for me. So I don't really aspire or rush for something. I take it the way it comes.
Okay, what is your political aspiration? Maybe, is there a plan? Maybe after serving in the parliament, what is the higher step, or you're going to retire?
Well, as you can see, I'm very young. I'm a young man. So retirement is out of it. But as I've said, before you decide to run, except you want to run endlessly, you need to make consultation with the party leaders for guidance and to get it right. You can keep on running without getting what you want. But when you do your consultation and you listen to the party leaders and you take instruction from the party, at least you can always be assured that, okay, yeah.
Okay.
So, when you're a speaker, you can't go back. I can't go back to become a council chairman, a commissioner of this. So it has to be So you see that you are talking about you want to be a deputy governor, you want to be a governor, you want to be a senator, and also you want to become president. That is, so you can't go back, you can't come back.
So as Nigerians approach 2019, for another general election, your general message to the Nigerians?
Well, my first message is that the Nigerians should, try as much as possible to collect their PVC, because that is the only way you can speak and speak loudly. That is the only way you can be heard. And at the same time, to continue to support APC is the best choice we have. Nothing else can serve our interests than APC. So I'm urging all Nigerians to continue to support APC, to continue to support our president, to continue to support our party in Lagos State.
Okay, so I'm back to it. We need you to sing a song. Please sing a song. We need to hear your voice. If you love music so much, you should at least sing.
I love music. I love music. So I'm cracking my brain. Okay, I'm thinking of what.
I'm very patient. I'll wait. I will look at you so that something can come to mind.
Okay. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kita. Ori baba mi ye, Ori baba mi jọ̀wọ́ má jẹ́ taraka kí n tó jẹun.
Thank you very, very much, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. Thank you very much for spending your time with us on the show.
Pleasure. Thank you, man.
And with that, we wrap it up on this Sunday interview. I've been speaking with Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. We would like to hear from you, so for comments and inquiries, send all of them to the Sunday interview at tvcnews.tv. Until I come your way next week, I am Azizat Olalua. Bye for now.